In Japan, safely arrived. New environment. I was talking with my brother. He's 5 years younger than me last night. He had a stroke. He's doing fine. He's 5 years younger. I think I'm still doing sort of okay. One point that I want to share in this video, I've been thinking about this, I may have posted, but the spirit of continuous improvement, spirit of spirituality, spirit of going forward for the dream is important for me. And what I find it's interesting is you're bound to make mistake, and it's okay. In my view, it's even encouraged to make mistakes so far as we learn. And if we are not making mistakes, we may not be trying enough. I talk about samadhi and no trying, which it is a way of getting rid of the delusion. But we came with this skill to use our mind. So when you use it like kids learning from mistakes, we learn. If we don't kind of push a little bit, not too much. And that's the balancing act of middle way. And there was a comment by one of the viewers who appreciated that I posted the idea of the black dot exercise, which is a simple idea. And maybe I didn't think like this at the time when I started, which is 25 years ago when I went to the Vipassana. And I started with this process control idea of monitoring how much time I spend for meditation and how much time I may have had some delusionary thought, upset feeling. It was a relationship I've wanted to find between if I'm working on the Vipassana or Zen idea or samadhi, they're all the same. And if you are doing well, then you have less mistakes. At the time, I wasn't thinking much about it, but now, after 25 years, and someone, I think he may be the first one who commented that he thought the idea of the black dot exercise is a very insightful one. And oh wow, someone find it interesting, which no other people had commented. And also, kind of his insight may be deeper than mine, because I just did it for 25 years, every single day. It only takes 5 minutes, but I monitor that, not just the meditation time, which I don't do it anymore because things change over time, but I can monitor, some stupid thing, but to me it's important, what's the quality of my sleep, how often go to pee during the night, amount of exercise, how many times I do, and and then I have the meditation, the exercise I do, and monitor that one too recently, and then reflecting to what is the day. some key events, and blank dot is to talk about some negative things that I could learn, that I can write down. But any activities in the day, I put it in one line. Not a big deal. But then I thought I can see the tendency. So it's kind of obvious thing, but this guy's saying it's insightful. And I tend to agree. And also I say continuation is power. And the continuation in what way? Monitoring how I'm doing, and also monitoring if I'm kind of pushing the limit. Whether it's exercising, I tend to do more exercise now intentionally. Like at the airport, I carry things, and there's a escalator, not the elevator, but going sideways, that you can just carry it on it. So you don't have to walk. But I was walking, especially after sitting a long time in the airplane. That's necessary. Even when I was in the airplane, I was exercising 5 times or so, every 2 hours or something. There's not much room, but I find a room, I just do it. And it's not good just sit like a, sardine in a can. And there's a display that you watch movie or listen to the music, and it's just in front of me, and that's just a little space. And it's 10 hours sitting like that is nothing interesting, so I did the exercise. As you want to get relaxed and take it easy, in a way that's okay. But it's not okay in the other way. Because depending upon how much time and energy to be spent on that, you have less time to see what could be the potential negativity of just being relaxed. I may be talking too much, but one more thing, since I'm talking in the airplane, I saw a movie. Actually, this is a documentary of the person named Margaret was her name. She was the cameraman from New Zealand. And with CNN, she went to various places like Iraq or, Gaza, Israel, and Africa and so forth. So many troubles, wars. She was volunteering almost, I think. And she finally got shot in, what's the name of the country, when there was a big internal, like a civil war nearby Greece. I don't remember the name. But she was so admirable. She passed away with cancer at the 59 or something. She lived in the moment. And she liked to take a photo of people going through difficulties, but often with smile. And there's something she saw in there that she was connected and wanted to share. She was in one of those, car that says that this is for TV or something. But even with that, some sniper shot her and lost her chin bones and teeth and everything. But she never quit even after that. That's a good spirit. My black dot exercise not like a, it's more of a security measure, but it's not meant to be security to just live a good life. No, I want to see me pushing my limit. The other guy who posted the video was, what was that one? I responded, yeah, that's right. He asked me, he was 19 years old or something, what's my one sentence recommendation for his life? And I said something like, you find your own way. Yeah. Yes. When you talk about the spirituality, I also talk about no self, no mind. But I thought when I wrote that as a response to his question, one sentence recommendation, advice, find your own way, it's kind of like an opposite of samadhi. But let me just say it this way, that samadhi is to find your source of wisdom, compassion, and energy and go forward, which doesn't mean just sit and meditate all the time for your own sake, but for the world. May all beings be happy. Don't just relax and quit being involved in the society, but be involved to the level you can handle while you can maintain sanity and happy mind within yourself. So you are to approach both happy yourself and happy for all other beings. And there's a balance they can choose. In that way, you still use your brain, and so far as you use your brain, you are bound to make mistake because you don't know everything. So you use your intuition, imagination, and work on it. Pursue. There's a saying that Shin Buddhism in Japanese, Kanso Eiko, there's a direction going toward awakening, let's say, in this case with Amida's vow to help you. So that's one way. But once you're helped by Amida or whatever, Namamida and Samadhi and have enlightenment, then you come back to the world and do the job. So you go into the Nirvana and then come back to the world. And then you use your brain, mind, and get confused and you make mistake. You're bound to make a mistake. Then you go back again to learn. So it's the same as the process control and the black dot exercise. If the dot is so big, you have to check how to balance it out by going into samadhi. No mind. Stop thinking much of unnecessaries. And you connect to the root and you find the energy source and bring back the energy and do something as a human with the brain. And with the brain, you do something meaningful. You're bound to make a mistake. So that's what you have to find your own way. Because nobody can do that. You can monitor what's going on and what can be done. Find a balance. I talked about random things, including walking instead of taking the easy way for my health after the plane and doing exercise, why I do that. That's a small thing compared to this Margaret doing into the danger zone, but feel the need to share what's happening. Because hearing and seeing is different. So she wants to be involved in that process to help others. There's a limit, and she pushed the limit. I hope we have that such a spirit to move on. Always there's something learned. Thank you. I'm going to go back to sleep. Good night.